Hello, everyone. I want to thank you for coming. Uh, would have been up just a little bit sooner, but not much. I was talking with some friends. We're getting ready to go visit my brother-in-law John on Monday. Uh, my friend and it's a brother and sister, the friends that were going with me. Uh, my brother-in-law John was the one that was married to my sister Wanda, one of my two sisters that passed away back in August. So we're going to go see John and his son Tim, my nephew Tim. We're going to meet in between where I live and where they live, a little closer for them. But we're going to go have lunch with them. My friend wants to buy their lunch, and so we're going to meet them, have lunch, visit for a while, and then, well, my my friend Eve and her brother Harry and myself, we all have to work on Tuesday. We go back to work on Tuesday, and poor Harry's got to get up at 4 in the morning on Tuesday so he can be at work at by 6. Julianne Martin, how you doing? Thank you for coming. I hope everybody can hear me. Um, how's everything now? How's everything going here in the states? I'm assuming you're still in the states. Julianne got married and has a very nice backyard, but it's been a while since she's dropped in. I have to check out that video yet of where you're showing people how to paint. I'll have to check that out. Yeah, yeah. Uh, yeah, it's like I said, I'm looking forward to seeing my brother-in-law, my nephew Tim. I'd like to see my his brother David and his family, but they live down in Florida, so I won't be able to see them this trip. I don't know when I'll see them again. I figured that, Julianne. I figured you're pretty good. Uh, I'm glad to hear it. I'm not doing too bad myself. I work 4 days a week, Tuesday through Friday. I have every Saturday, Sunday, and Monday off. I work 10-hour days. Excuse me while I take a drink of water. Thanks, Jerry, for being here. We want to appreciate it. And also, Monroe's in the background there. As far as I know, he's still back there. So thanks for coming, Monroe. Monroe's daughter is getting huge. Uh, she's about 9 months old now. She'll be walking pretty soon, and so yeah, his wife got her driver's license finally. Told him that pretty soon she'll understand the what a driver's license does for a person here in the states. How to give you a sense of freedom, the ability to do something whenever you want. Uh, which I'll be giving that part of it up when I go to the Philippines because I won't be driving. At least not when I first get there. I don't plan on driving. If I stay in Cebu, I don't plan on driving at all unless I get out of the city. Uh, so I do want to go spend a few months in Cebu. I'm still looking at other places in case Cebu doesn't ends up not being the place for me, which is always possible. As everyone knows, until you've been there for a while, you don't know which place is going to be best for you. Cebu is considered a soft landing spot because there are a lot of expats there, a lot of Western amenities, and so I look forward to that. I'm not looking. I'm not looking for a party city. That's not what I want. Uh, did watch a video from Heidi Helps. She's one of the people that will help you get your SRRV visa if you want to get one through an individual. She's one of the people that does that. A couple of the vloggers I follow have used her for their SRR visa. Then there's JRC. He does the same thing. But I was watching one of her videos where she's interviewing somebody that's gone through the process. and finding out what they thought about it and stuff like that. And the guy is going, well, you can't live, in the Philippines on less than $2,000 and be comfortable. And I'm thinking, you can't do. He said, you can't do it on $1,000. You're going to need $2,000 or more. And it's like, I'm thinking about taking that challenge up to see if I can do it on 1,000. I know I can do it on a whole lot less than 2,000. If I didn't think so, I wouldn't be going, because I won't have 2,000 a month. It's just that simple. But I do believe I can do it on a whole lot less. Well, I understand that, Jerry. My cousin George started driving when he was around the same age. Now, he got his license at 16 and a half, because that might have been 16. But he was legally allowed to drive around 11 or so because he worked on a farm. And so he could drive farm equipment and stuff to and from the farm. But he wasn't supposed to drive, over the highway and stuff. But he did. But he wasn't supposed to. And he legally got his license where he could travel across the state, cross country, when he was around 16 and a half. Well, I think what this guy's going by, and let me be honest with Jerry, the guy's not poor. He's one of these rich expats. He's getting an SRRV, and he plans on traveling back and forth between the United States at least once or twice a year. Well, you don't plan on doing that unless you got money. Let's be honest about it. So what he's thinking is the lifestyle he wants to live, he can't do it on less than $2,000. Not everybody wants to live your lifestyle, buddy. I'm not going over there to live like a king. I'm not going over there to live like I'm rich. Yeah, like I said, my cousin at the time lived in Iowa. And at the time, I think he could do it. It was either 10 or 11 farm equipment. And that included trucks for farms and stuff. And he didn't get his own car till he was older. But he was driving. He bought his first car. It was a 53 Pontiac push-button automatic. And we were 15 when he drove from Iowa to Terre Haute. And the very first car I drove was that very same 53 Pontiac push-button automatic. He let me drive. I drove down the alleys and stuff. I stayed off the streets because I never drove before. Hey, Monroe, how you doing, man? I hope you and your family are doing well. I did mention that your daughter's getting big. She's growing right up. Just seemed like the other day she was, your wife was still expecting her. Doesn't seem that long ago, and she's already, 8, 9 months? Like I told you in one of your videos, I said she'll be walking pretty soon. And then you're going to have a hard time keeping up with her. And that your wife got her driver's license, and now she's going to be able to understand the freedom that gives most of us Americans that have license, how we feel freed up. I lost my license one time back in the 90s. Reckless driving and another ticket, so I lost my license for a couple of months. Now they were reinstated, and the fact that I lost them was removed from my record. But man, I felt like my legs were cut off because I couldn't go anywhere without somebody taking me or having to catch a bus. And I'd been driving for so many years, it just felt weird that I couldn't just get in a car and drive somewhere. And so, yeah, like I said, it really gives us a sense of freedom here in the United States. Like I said, I'll be giving that up when I move to Cebu. But that's all right. There's plenty of. See, my hometown, the transportation, public transportation, bus came around maybe once an hour, and I had to walk through or I could walk a few blocks and catch one that was maybe a little earlier. But the one that went right past my place was once an hour, and so I'd have to wait on it. Now the bus driver knew. Actually, there for a while, I didn't have a car. I had my license, but I didn't have a car. And I was taking the bus. I was going to college, and I'd go on Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday to college, and the bus driver knew my work schedule. I mean, my school schedule, and during the winter, she'd stop out front and let me stay in my house. Place I was living wasn't my house, but I was living in a trailer, and she'd sat there and wait on me to come out, and so I would go out and catch the bus, and but I had to go to school early because if I waited for the one, I'd have to get to school almost 40 minutes early. Because if I waited on the next one, I'd be late for my class. So I had to go early, and so that lasted for one semester. Then I got myself a car, so I could start driving. That was short. I hadn't been out of the Navy, but maybe a year and a half, something like that. But I drove vehicles. Families would let me use their vehicle or would take me to work when I was working. Well, I was trying to save up the money to get a decent car. And like I said, I decided that I wanted to go to school, and that's what happened. And then I got the car, and I was able to drive back and forth on my own, and I was still working. So it helped out. But like I said, when I get to the Philippines, I don't plan on driving. My license will be up to date. I may learn. I haven't rode a motorcycle since 1990. Last time I rode a bike. So I don't have a bike slip, endorsement. I don't have an endorsement on my license for riding bikes. Oh, it gets dark before 7 o'clock, buddy. It gets dark. Remember now, we're 8 something now, so it gets dark about 7 o'clock here, maybe a little before, but it gets real dark around 7:30. It's really right now. It's pitch black out there. Just a little after 8. So yeah. Now when we switch time, when we change our time in November on the 3rd, which is a Saturday night, Sunday morning, it'll be Sunday morning. Yeah, same thing here. By 7:30, it's pitch black. Now in Indiana, it's not. Indiana, they're right at the cutoff of the time zones, and so they're actually closer to your time zone. So at 7:30 third time is 6:30. It'd be about the same darkness as yours at 6:30. Maybe a little darker, but not much. I'll tell you the truth. I wish to God they just picked one of the 2 time zones. I mean, one of the 2 time frames, standard or daylight savings. Pick one of them, and let's stay with it. I mean, I hate changing the clocks twice a year. It's a pain. Now, when I lived in Indiana, we didn't change our clocks. And both the east side, which is over by Ohio, and my side, which is by Illinois, complained. My side wanted to go with Central, and the east side over by Ohio wanted to go Eastern. Well, they ended up winning. More people, because they supposedly voted for it. I wasn't home, so I don't know. But more people voted for Eastern time zone than for Central. And the only section that in Indiana that's not Eastern is up by Chicago. They're Central. I guess they're special up there. Tim, how you doing, man? I haven't checked out your new video. I'll be getting to that pretty soon. It looks like an interesting one. No, there was no changing in the 80s and 90s, Jerry, in Indiana. I lived in Indiana until 90. Well, I moved out of Indiana in 96, and we still weren't changing the clocks. They didn't start changing the clocks until the 2000 something, if I remember right. I was already living out here in New York before they started changing their clocks. Yeah, in the 80s and 90s, they did not change their clocks. Michelle Life, how you doing? Thank you for coming. We appreciate it. Right now I'm still trying to figure out when my last working month will be, whether it's March or I'm thinking maybe April. And that'll let me give me a little time that I can try to sell my furniture off and everything else. And then, so if that's the case, if I work all of April, then it'll be in May sometime, more likely the middle of May. But I'm thinking about just working the first part of April, and then so I'm trying to get everything sold off before May, and I'll come out in early May. But I may change my mind and leave it first part of April. I'm still trying to. I have so much money in my one bank account. I got enough money in it to last a couple of months over there in case something happens. Now I got to see how much I can build up the other one because I'm going to have two accounts. Both of them let me use my credit card internationally without fees. The USAA Federal Credit Union will let me withdraw money from ATMs and reimburse me so much money per month. And so that's the one I plan on trying to use the most. But I have a couple of things I want to try to do. But because the government's shut down right now, I may not be able to do it until they open back up. One of the things I'm thinking about doing is seeing if I can split my Social Security in between the two bank accounts. And that's what I'd like to do. But I can't even find that out until I can go to the Social Security office and talk to them. And if I can't, I might just switch the whole thing to the USAA because that's what I plan on using the most. And then transfer money back to the other one every month to build up my savings, continue building up my savings. So we'll see. Also, I got to see if Zella, which both banks have Zella on their accounts, see if that will allow me to send money from my bank to me in the Philippines. I got to find that out. But I'm not worried about getting a SRRV visa. Not worried about that at all. Don't want to do that. I may change my mind later and see if I can get it, but I'm not really. That's what I got to find out, Tim. And if they don't, I may just have switch the whole thing over. I can't do it. I can't go on the website and do this. The reason for this, and I did a video on it. I believe it was last year. Might have been the year before, but I believe it was last year. In April or so, but so been about a year and a half ago. I got a letter from the Social Security Department telling me that somebody switched my checking account. My switched checking accounts and was going to have my money sent to a checking account that I had nothing to do with. And so when I got the letter, I thought maybe it was somebody trying to get me to respond so they could rip me off. So I looked the phone number up online, and it was the correct phone number. So I called them up, and I said, no, that's not me. No, do not do that. And anyway, they told me a lot of people don't even realize it until it's been a month or two. And I said, most of them don't even realize it until it's been a couple of months. It's like, why wouldn't you check your checking account to see if your money's going in there? I check it every month. I know what day it's going in. And I'll check it that day or the next day to see if the money was deposited. It only makes sense to me to do that. And so I put a freeze on it. So they kept it in my checking account that I got it going into. And I put a freeze on the website. They cannot conduct any business on the website. And they can't do it by phone. They have to go into the office with a passport and a driver's license to prove that they're me to do any changes to my account. And they said that they could do that. So that's what I set up. I'll find that out when I go in. But it's like, no, 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 no. I'll take my passport in, but like I said, it was shut down. I can't do that until they open back up. So, and if I have to switch the whole thing over, then I know what to do with the account that I'm closing. I will switch that money into the one where my bank account, my income, my Social Security is going to now. I'll switch the payment, my work checks into that account. And I will transfer money back into it to build that savings up as well. Because I know I can transfer money back and forth between the two. And so that's what I'll do. Because I'm going to, if I have to put it all in the USAA account, I'm going to want to send the money that I don't use back to my Bank of America account. Because I want to build that up. I'm not going to get health insurance, Monroe. At 77 years old, you buy health insurance over there. It's very expensive. I may check into it and see what I can get what I can get for the cheapest rate. It may be I have long-term stay, but all those minor expenses I'll pay for myself. I'll look into that when I get over there. I may just do completely self-insurance. That's why I got to build up my savings. So in case something happens, I got money. I got a couple of international credit cards that don't charge me anything if I use them as far as international fees. And so I can come up with quite a bit of money if I need to. Although that may force me back to the States if I have to do that. We'll see. But I'm going to go over there. I want to give it a whirl. I'm tired of working. I don't know if you can see it or not, but I need a shave. I didn't shave today. But I am really tired of working. Now, there's places I can live here in the States on just my Social Security. My hometown probably being one of them. I might be able to make it there. But like I said, I don't like winter, and we get winter in my hometown. It gets cold in my hometown. So, but it still might be something I have to take into consideration. I guess in Florida, there's some areas that are not too expensive. I might check that out if I don't make it. If I can't make it in the Philippines, but my goal is to make it in the Philippines. So, like I said, one of the things I plan on doing is I'll check and say, hey, look, if I pay the first whatever $1,000 US, how much would it cost to cover me for the larger things? Maybe I have to pay the first $10,000 to get it to where I can afford the insurance. Until I get over there, I don't know, because most of the insurance companies over here are going to try to get you to insure for here and there. And as long as I'm here, I use the VA. I don't need to add insurance. Hey, Mike, married to a beautiful woman. Thank you for coming, sir. I hope everything's going well for you. So like I said, right now, I plan on, and like I said, just still up for debate. I'm thinking about working through April and then leaving towards the end of May for the Philippines. But I may change my mind and say I'm done in March, and leave in April sometime. But that's where I'm at. I'm in between those. I'm not going to go to June. We've ruled that out. We're not going to June. So I'll either work April and leave in May, or I'll work to the end of March and leave sometime in April. But I want a couple of weeks where I can go back to Indiana and visit my two sisters that still live back there, plus my cousins, my niece and great niece that are all back in Terre Haute. Hey, Cindy, thank you for coming. And so, I want to get all that done. And because like I said, once I leave, I don't know when or if I'll ever come back. I don't plan on coming back, but you never know. So like I said, I'm going to go visit my sisters, my niece and nephew, my two nieces, and my niece and great niece, and then my cousins. And like I said, my nephews are out here in New York, so I'm going to visit my one nephew. I'm going to visit him. My other nephew and his wife lives in Florida, and then their two sons. One lives in, I want to say, North Carolina, and the other one lives in Maryland, right outside of Annapolis. They're both in college. The younger one is working on his bachelor's, and the older one's working on his master's, with plans of going for a PhD. He's wanting to become a college professor in the English literature. Yeah, some of my relatives are intelligent. I don't know where they get it from. Well, their grandmother, my sister Wanda, was a school teacher, and their grandpa, my brother-in-law John, happens to be an electrical engineer, retired. So there's some brains there on that situation on both sides. Dan, how you doing? Like I said, the connection's there if anybody decides they want to come up. But Dan, what I was just talking about was right now I plan on working April and then coming in May. But that may change. I may decide March is done and I'll come in April. I've already, in my mind, ruled out June. And so right now I'm looking at coming in April and trying to get settled down. Well, I think if he doesn't know English by now, he'll never know it. Christina Vlogs, how you doing? Thank you for coming. But yeah, so now anybody that has a channel and wants to drop your link, remember 3 L's. That's all you need. 3 L's, and my Nightbot will drop your link for you. Yeah, like I said, Cebu is still the goal. Just what month, whether it's April or May, is what's up for debate right now. I'm looking at, Tim says I probably won't be able to do it, but I'm looking in to see if I can split my Social Security in between 2 bank accounts. If not, I'll transfer it to the USAA Federal Savings Bank account, and then I'll transfer money from that back into my Bank of America to build up my savings in my Bank of America. And after I do all that, I'm going to close my, I'll tell you in a minute, my Key Bank account and have my working checks go into Bank of America. That's where I plan on sending it anyway, into there. So we'll be getting that straightened out pretty soon. But I got to transfer some bills over. I need to go into Chase Bank. I won't be able to do that this week, and because Chase Bank has 2 of my my car payment goes to Chase Bank, and it's an automatic discharge or payment out of my Key Bank. So I want to transfer that over to my Bank of America. So it's automatically taken out of it. And then they have a credit card that I'll do the same thing with. Of course, that was not automatically transferred over, but I'll transfer that over to the Bank of America. But so like I said, I'm trying to figure out how to do this. Both of them have Zelle for money transfers, but I don't know if I can use Zelle to transfer money from my account to me in a foreign country. I know I can use it to transfer from one bank to the other bank. That I can do, but I'm not sure about the other. And even if I can, most people say it's best to have 2 ways of transferring your money. So I'll get Wise probably. So we'll see. But I do have time to make those decisions. I'll still have to sometime the next couple months start looking into a virtual mailbox. So we'll have to do that. And we'll get that done. But who knows, I may go ahead and try to get myself set up as my one nephew's place here in New York as being my normal address and set up the e-box. I'll have to check on that. I don't know how that'll work, being that I'm still working. I may have to wait and that'll be the only way I'll go to June is if I have to quit working, move up there for a little bit, get it set up, and then do it. Um, if I can do it before I quit working down here, I'll do it that way. Because I'm not going to I won't be able to. This is an apartment, and I don't know how well that would work. But my nephew has a house that he lives in, so I could do that. And so we'll look into that a little more. That's something I got to find out. Any of you that lived in an apartment before you moved here, was you allowed to use the apartment, or did you have to use somebody's actual street address besides the apartment? My apartment has a street address, but it's still an apartment. It's 17, it's the building number, my apartment number on the street I live on, and that's the address you mail it to, and it goes to a regular mailbox on site. And I go down there and get the mail out of the mailbox. So I don't know how well that'll work. And so that's things I still got to figure out. But like I said, I'm leaning towards getting out of here in April or May. The only way it goes to June, like I said, if I have to go establish residency at my nephew's in Elba, New York, which is where he lives, and then set up my virtual mailbox there that way. But if I do that, that shouldn't take me more than a month or two. Because what I'll do is I'll go up, I'll pay for a couple of bills, I'll go in and get a new driver's license with that address and that good happy stuff. And if you're getting a new license and you pay for the full thing. All right, Jerry, you have a good night, man. Get a good night's sleep. If I'm up in time, I'll catch a live stream tomorrow morning. We'll see. If you're working 2 hours in the morning, then I may be able to catch it. So hopefully I don't sleep in too late. On Jerry's Wednesday one, I was there, but I was at work, so I couldn't really say anything or do much. But that's all right. At least I was able to be in the background using watch hours, which is what most of us want, is the watch hours. I don't care because, well, I'm not monetized and don't plan on getting monetized. I don't even have. I lost a few followers here this last month. I was up to 1,400 and what was it, 44 or 42? And last time I looked, I was down to 1,433. So I lost about 8 or 9 people, maybe more. I don't think so. Like what, 9 to 12 people, 11 people. I'm sorry I lost them, but like I said, I'm not trying to get monetized, so that's not too big of a problem. And I don't know how many of you seen my last video, short. I put up a short about Halloween decoration. I got to get a couple more taken so I can put up some more this week. And I think that's one of the reasons I lost. I wasn't putting up any information, any short videos. I was just doing these live streams for a while. And so that's what we got to do. Like I said, I really don't want to lose people. Yeah, Dan, how you doing with the storms? Excuse me, I got to get a drink of water. I don't know if you can see what's in there or not. Just plain old water. I started using these paper cups because I'm going to live up to my name, lazy. I don't feel like doing all these dishes I got to do. I still do more than I want to. Well, hopefully we'll be up in time to catch some of it. I don't set my alarm on usually on my days off. I probably will for Monday because I got to meet like I said, 2 of my friends, a brother and a sister. I got to meet them, and then we're going to drive up to Syracuse and meet my brother-in-law and my nephew Tim for lunch. So we'll be leaving sometime after 9 in the morning. Probably between 9:30 and 10 we'll leave. So we'll get up there in plenty of time because we're not meeting till about 1:30. That's good to hear. Good to hear there, Dan, that you got a little rain and it passed by quickly. We're supposed to get rain tomorrow night into Monday morning. Uh, so we'll see. Hopefully that won't be too bad, especially as I drive towards Syracuse. Hopefully there'll be less rain going that way. We'll see. But if it's, like I said, we'll be leaving early enough that we'll get there in plenty of time to where we're going. So we won't push it. I usually speed, but we won't do that on a Monday. Too much traffic. Well, hopefully it goes right past you. Shaky Pizza Day, huh? Well, I had pizza, a pepperoni pizza earlier and I got a couple of slices left over. I'll have them tomorrow for lunch, I think. Unless I decide to have them for supper, but I'll have them tomorrow. And I got a leftover half of a ham sub, and I'll have that for the other meal. I may fix some mixed vegetables or something. Now, I'm going to make a lot of people in the Philippines jealous. I had Spam earlier this week as well, and that was really good. I fried it up with some mixed vegetables and some rice, and had that. So I'll probably do that again. I don't know if I'll do it this week or next week, but I'll have Spam again. Right now I got some beef down I got to cook. I don't know what I'm going to cook it with, whether I'm just going to cook it with mixed vegetables or get some noodles or something to go with it. I haven't decided. I was thinking about doing a beef stew, which means I'd have to buy some potatoes and some other stuff. So I don't know if I want to go through all that right now. I can cut it up, fry it up, get some mixed vegetables in there with it, and either eat it that way or maybe fix a little bit of rice or some noodles and have that with it. Or, like I said, just have the beef and the mixed vegetables. That would be good too. So, yeah, I love the Spam. I mean, I got, 7 cans of Spam still, which is, so I eat Spam a lot. Not as much as some people. I mean, I don't eat it every week. That'll last me, unless I really get on a kick for eating Spam. That'll last me to about the time. Spam and eggs, yeah. The Spam, eggs, and rice, the Filipino breakfast. That's a good one. I've had that. Cut up the Spam with eggs and mixed vegetables and have a stir fry with it. I've done that. Just cut the Spam and fry it up and make Spam sandwiches. I've done that. Cut it up and make Spam grilled cheese. And, fry the Spam and then put it in 2 slices of bread with cheese on both sides of the bread and grill the cheese. I've done that. There's a lot of different ways to eat the Spam, and believe me, I've done a lot of them. Yeah, like I said, I like my Spam, and I can eat it raw. I've eaten it without cooking it. You don't have to cook Spam. Matter of fact, the last few slices of the Spam I had, that's the way I ate them. I just went ahead and ate them raw. I didn't cook it. I did, like I said, cut it up into chunks and cooked it and had it with mixed vegetables and stuff. That was the first half of the can, and second half I just ate raw. But yeah, it's something I enjoy, and it's something. All right, Dad. I'm going to spam you some more, buddy. But yeah, so it's really starting to take hold that we're getting close to going. It would really take hold after the first of the year because a lot of things are going to have to be decided by then. And like I'm going to have to start looking at buying my ticket. I can get a one-way ticket out of Albany, New York to the Philippines for like $900. and something right now. Maris, how you doing? Maris, thank you for coming. And so, and that's flying an American airline. Uh, and I think that might be a direct flight. Uh, I'm not sure. I didn't look into it because it's way too early for me to start planning my trip. Uh, I was on the internet on YouTube, and there was a guy that just flew to Manila. He flew nonstop to Manila. He flew out of New York City. It was 16 and a half hours. I don't know if I can catch a nonstop to Cebu out of New York City. I'll have to look into that. But maybe I can do it out of Buffalo or Rochester. We'll look into it. But yeah, I would like to fly nonstop to Cebu if I could. Yeah, it'll be a long flight. But the thing is, you don't have to worry about losing your luggage because you're not changing planes. Oh yeah, I'll buy an exit ticket, but I can fly one way to Cebu and get an exit ticket to Vietnam, Cambodia, Thailand. Whichever place is going to be the cheapest, and that'll be my exit ticket, which I'll just get rid of. So yeah, I know about that, Tim. I'm just talking about my flight to Cebu. I want a one-way, nonstop if I can get it, and so that's what I want. And then the exit ticket I know has to be like within 29 days after your arrival. So that's something I'll check in. I'll make. And so, yeah, thanks for the reminder. But yeah, we have to include that, but on the final price. But like I said, the last month I'm in this apartment, whether I'm working at all, is to get rid of the furniture. So right now I'm thinking about working the whole month of March and maybe just making April my last month in here, work a week or two, and maybe in April sell off all my stuff, then go to Terre Haute, visit my sisters and nieces and cousins, and then maybe come back, see my nephew and brother-in-law here one more time, and then fly out. That's stuff that I'm still kicking around. But right now I'm leaning towards working the whole month of March, and then making April my exit area where I'll work a week or two of it, then sell everything, or maybe I'll just sell everything that I can, get the place cleaned up, even if it's a couple of weeks left, travel to Terre Haute to visit the family, come back, see the family, sell my car, and fly out on the 1st of May. So that part's still up in the air. Right now, I do plan on working through the end of March. That's the plan. I may change my mind. I may decide I only work a couple of weeks in March, and I'll boogie woogie in April. But I got. Thank you. Singapore is cheap too. Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna look and see what ticket from Cebu to those places, which one's going to be the cheapest. Because I'm just going to throw it away. Let's be honest about it. I don't plan on going on. I plan on having it so when they ask, I can show it, and I'll do the throwaway thing. Either that or I'll give it to somebody else and they can use it. So if I get there and I'll let you know before I go, somebody wants to show up and use that ticket to save themselves some money, and we know each other, knock yourself out. Because it's going to be that first month, and I'm not going anywhere that first month. So that's the goal right now. We're going to work on that, trying to get everything straightened out. And So yeah, hopefully I'll be there either at the end of April to the end of May, somewhere in there. And like I said, it may even be in the middle of April if I decide I'm done in March and get rid of everything and not extend my rent, my lease one more month. Although I am leaning towards extending it one more month, just so I'm not pressure on getting rid of stuff. I mean, in other words, work until the end of March and just taking my time getting rid of what I got to get rid of, and then go see family and get the place cleaned up, turn the keys back over to them, and all that good happy stuff. But we'll see, and I'll see how hard it's going to be to maybe set up my permanent address at my nephew Tim's place. I know he told me if I wanted to stay there and save some money, he's more than willing to let me stay with him. I'll have to check into that. I've heard that. I forget what they call that. There's a service that you can get. I'll have to look into that. But yeah, if I can get one for $20, I'll do it. As long as it's a legitimate ticket. That's not a problem with me. I'll buy it. Like I said, because I really don't plan on moving again. I get there and I want to find a place to live for at least 6 months, if not a year. And because I know the first month, 2 months, maybe 3 months, I'm going to be happy to be there. The first month or so, it's going to be like a honeymoon, a retirement, a vacation. I'm going to try not to spend like I'm on vacation. Okay. I'm going to try to spend like I'm on a staycation. And most of you know what I mean by a staycation. A staycation means you're not working, but you have your place, you're not working, and you stay close to where you live. All right, Dan, give me a minute. Dan. I got to put an earbud in so I can hear you. Hey, Dan, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing okay. How about yourself?
That's not connected. I hear you. I'm doing well. Like I said, my plan is to. I'm connected. My plan is to right now is to stay through April, but I may change it and decide to leave in April because I want to see how much money I can save. The more money I got back, the better off I am. But I can't say, well, I got to stay till
Right.
I got $100,000. It's not going to happen. I can't say I got to stay till I have $50,000. That's not going to happen. I'm a poor working boy. My USAA Federal Credit Union, Federal Savings Bank. I'll get the word out. I got enough money that if I go over there, I can live 2 to 3 months of what I got right now. All right. I plan on putting a little more back into it. I want to be able to live 3, 4, maybe 5 months off of that bank. But then I got to build the other one up as well. And I do have money in the other one. I'm not touching it. It stays in there. So it's building up. The money that I'm taking right now is from my working account. And so every so often when I got a nice little chunk of change that I can easily take out of there and not affect my bills, I take it out. Like today, I just took out some money. I'm not going to say how much. Took some money out. If payday wasn't this Tuesday, I wouldn't have took out as much. But I get paid again on Tuesday, which takes me back up to where I feel comfortable. And I don't have any bills due till later in the month. I just paid one bill today, but that came out of a different account. But I'm not worried about that. That bill was paid, and it was a small bill. It was only a couple $100. It's one of the credit cards. I paid it off. It wasn't due to tomorrow, but you don't wait till that day. Just make sure you don't charge anything between now and tomorrow evening, and there will be no interest because it's paid in full, and so it'll be
right.
So, And my next bill, credit card ain't due till the 5th of November. I'll have plenty of money put back in there. I'll have 2 or 3 more checks in there from work. So I got plenty of time to get the money built back up, and I got enough to cover my rent already in that account. So it's like, okay, we're in good shape here. We can do this and pay that.
Sounds like a good plan to me.
Well, like I said, until I can find out what I can do with my Social Security account, I want to transfer that into my USAA savings bank. Now, Tim says you can't split it. I was hoping I could split it. I'll find out. I'll check. But right now, the government being shut down, I can't really go in,
Right.
talk to them. And like I said earlier, I can't do it via the internet because I shut that ability down. Because I want to say it was last April, not this past April, but 2004, back around April, somebody tried to steal my Social Security. They tried to have it transferred from my savings account to a different savings account that I had nothing to do with.
Wow.
And Social Security sent me a notice that it was being done. And I thought, well, maybe they're trying to, the person that sent this might be, forged. And I saw the number, so I looked the number up online for my local Social Security office. It was the right number, so I called them. And I told them, no, I'm not connected to that bank account. Don't change it. And I put a freeze on it so they can't go online anymore and do anything with my Social Security. And they can't call and do anything. I had it set up to where I have to go in person, take my passport and another form of ID, go in person, present this before anything can be done. And now if I can't, that's fine. I'll transfer money from that account. If I can't change it from that account to my other account when I need the money to use in the Philippines, to my USAA Federal Savings Bank. That's the one I'm planning on using in the Philippines. They're the ones that if you take money out through a ATM that's not connected to them, they reimburse so much of the ATM fees, and they have no, if you're using your credit card, they have no international fee for it. So
Are you planning on coming back to the States frequently, like every 6 months or so?
Oh, heck no, I don't have that kind of money. I'm a poor boy.
Oh. See, because I was going to suggest you could always take a lump sum of your money over there, 6 months worth of living expenses.
Yeah. No, I'm a poor boy. I live on the lower end of the, I will be living, and not the low end, but the lower end of Social Security. All right.
Oh, hey, did you go in, did you see the latest posting from Amazing Philippines about budget apartment or budget condo rentals? He's got that one that's over there right on the other side of the bridge of Mactan Island. And man, I was amazed at that, man. I'm interested in that.
Yeah. Well, like I said, that
30 square meters. That's huge. 30 square meters.
Yeah. And that's an older place, but it looked like it was in good shape.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, I want to. When I get into Cebu, I probably will stay at one of the places you suggested. What was it, 18 something?
18 suites. It's in Lahug.
I'll probably stay there for a few weeks while I look for an apartment, maybe a month. I don't know. It depends on what they require that I stay there for. It's going to be more.
So 1 and 1 month and 1 month deposit.
All right, we'll probably do that at
but
least.
You know what the downside, about that thing is the electricity they charge something like 18 pesos per kilowatt hour. And that's kind of expensive. And then when Amazing Philippines said they were charging 15 over at that other place, that wouldn't be such a bad place to call home for 6 months, or maybe they'll do a short-term lease for you, a 3 month. You got to check them and ask them,
Well, that's what I said. I want a place that I can stay for 2 weeks to a month.
Mm-hmm.
I might just see if I can stay in a hotel for 2 weeks. I haven't decided. because that way you don't have to put a month down and have a chance of losing that down payment.
Right. Right.
But like I said, that first couple of weeks, I got to be out looking for apartments, and I don't mind signing a 6 month to a year.
Mm-hmm.
If I can find a decent place, because if I don't like it, I'm going to go off searching at other places, Dumaguete, Valencia, Iloilo, Davao,
Right.
maybe Coca-Cola, maybe in the Cavite area.
How about Dipolog?
I'm not sure about Dipolog, but maybe.
I like what I see on YouTube. I like that boardwalk. I like that beautiful sunset along the boardwalk in Dipolog. If you go look at some videos of that, regular guy's there right now, right? Or he's just leaving there. And he did some pretty good videos that kind of give you the lay of the land in Dipolog. Of course, so is that other guy, retired in the Philippines or whatever his name is, the one that just got separated or divorced from his wife.
Hey, Anna G. Tim says he's paying less than 10 pesos per kilowatt.
Wow, you see that? I mean, having to pay 18, you're going to have to run that AC. So expect to pay another 50 or 60 bucks a month in power bill to cover that electricity payment. They have a sub meter over at 18 Suites.
Yeah, another place I would think about checking out, which I was originally thinking I wouldn't do it, but I probably will do it if I don't like Cebu, is Subic Bay and Olongapo area.
I like Subic Bay. I'll tell you, we visited there, and there's something about Subic Bay that just grows on you. I can't really explain it. It's hard to explain. There's something about the history of the place that it's remarkable. It resonates with us,
Well, like
So I mean,
that's
that
where I was
place,
at.
yeah.
Go ahead.
It's about a 2-hour bus ride, I think, from Manila. I think it's about I can't remember if we took a bus ride from Angeles City or if we took a bus ride from Manila to Olongapo. Honey, do you remember? What was that bus ride when we went from Angeles City to Olongapo? Was that we were in Angeles City when oh yeah, she's right. We were in Angeles City when we went there, right? Because we thought isn't it a shame, that we're so close by and that we haven't visited there,
Yeah. Well, that's where I was at when I was in the Navy, was Olongapo.
Go experience it, Larry. Go there and experience it. I'm telling you, you'd like it. And not only that, but the servicemen are coming back, which, oh, wait, I'm not sure that would be such a good thing.
To me, that may be a deterrent.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. It would drive the prices of stuff up.
Drive the prices up. Right now, the prices aren't that expensive there. The nice
That's
thing
right.
about Olongapo Subic Bay area is the rent is not expensive. The infrastructure is in very good shape. I mean, the roads, traffic, people actually obey traffic lights.
Mm-hmm.
Because the military was there for so long, people they follow traffic lights, they follow the traffic laws.
Right.
So that's a plus.
Sure it is. Sure it is. You won't get killed.
And
they won't try and target you. They target me. They see me coming and they're like, they'll veer in my direction.
Well, they also got the they call it, the duty free shopping you can go to there in Subic.
Yeah, that's right.
So one of the videos on YouTube today was talking about the 10 best places for retirees and expats, and number 10 I think was Subic Bay, and they were talking about.
Well, I tell you, Larry, I wouldn't be surprised at all if you were able to find an apartment to rent for $60 a month American. I'm serious about that.
Well, and probably in Olongapo, but probably not Subic Bay.
Yeah.
He was talking about a 2-bedroom apartment could cost you like, what was it, $100 and some to $200 for a 2-bedroom.
I believe it would be under $200 for sure. $200 is a lot of money.
Yeah. Well, if you're paying, let's say, $100 for a place, you could have a maid come in and clean that up every week.
Yeah.
If you have a
Yeah.
yard, you could probably hire somebody to do the yard.
Larry, you mean a maid with benefits? Is that what you're talking about, bro?
No,
maid
no,
with benefits, a la smart Filipina.
no.
You mean clean and go, huh?
Maid. You get somebody
clean and go.
That's right.
Oh,
clean and go.
Yeah, it starts off innocent enough, my friend.
My friend, as long as I'm single and staying, because let's be honest about it, if you get benefits with her, pretty soon she's moved in.
Well, you know, you're the man. You're the man.
Yeah, yeah, but you know how that goes.
No, not really, because I've been married for such a long time.
Well, think about it. If she's got benefits, she's going to extend those benefits as much as possible.
Well, probably, you know.
Which means, why go home? I'll just stay here every night. You know.
You know.
Hey, look, if that happened generically, without, you know, that might be all right, but I would not want to be, well, I'll hire her and I expect benefits. No.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure if I want to, like I said, if I have an apartment, that one place where sometimes you have a place that you can pay a few extra bucks and they come in once a week and clean your place.
Mm-hmm.
One of those places, some place like that would be something I would want if I could find it. If I'm living in an apartment.
Oh, they got it. They got it. They got that gal on what is it? Oh, Craigslist. That's always advertising for. She lives in that Olongapo area, and she said that she's looking for a part-time maid work. You know.
Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna show you something. I'll be right back. Give me a second.
Sure. Intermission. Go grab your coffee, folks. Yada yada. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah. That's cool.
I just got that today. It just came in. It says US
Man, that's fantastic. You're all set, man. You're all set for the Philippines.
250th anniversary, 1775 to 2025. Freedom rides deep. I got another one coming that I hadn't got here yet, and that one has it'll say U.S. Navy, but it'll say ship serviceman, and then it gives the years I served. I could have got it where it would, and it has my name Larry on there. I could have had it where it showed my rate and all that. Not my rate, my rank, because it's going to show my rate. Ship serviceman is my rate. And could show my.
Hey, that's going to be so cool, because you could head over to the VA and get to know the fellas over there. That would be nice.
Well, I do the VA over here, so I don't know how much I can do the VA over there. Probably not much at all, because most of my problems are not service connected.
I'm talking about going into the hall.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about getting another one, and it says Forged by the Sea, and it's got a skeleton on it. So, but those will go with me. I'll tell you,
they'll be so welcoming over there, whether you decide to, you know, I mean, they're going to be so welcoming if you head over to Olongapo, actually anywhere in the Philippines. But, you know, those guys, you know, the thing is, I've watched the expats from a distance, you know, like at Ayala and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it kind of you know, I'm not the kind, it makes me nervous to say, they sit there and they ogle the girls walking by. Of course, you know, at Ayala, they have the walk of the Filipinas, the parade of the Filipinas, I call it.
Yeah.
Yeah, in front of Bo's coffee shop. That's amusing, you know, for the first couple of times you visit. But then after that, innocent, girls walking by, just doing their shopping, and these expats are sitting there with their tongue hanging out, hey, and cat calling them, hey, baby, come on over here, sit on my lap for a while. I've seen
Uh,
that a few times. That behavior probably isn't part of your personality trait, I would say.
yeah, but I'll be watching the girls. I'm not going to lie about it, but I won't be going, "Hey, baby, come over here and sit on my lap."
Yeah.
I'm not going to be wolf whistling or any of that. But I don't see any harm if you're not making vulgar remarks or trying to come on to them. If you're just
Oh, I
looking,
haven't seen that. I haven't seen that, and it depends on what day of the week it is too over there,
yeah. Well,
But
you
they'll
go
they'll
on
know
to
on a Friday and Saturday night. I'll tell you, you want to see something really interesting? Go over to Ayala on the second floor on a Friday or a Saturday night. And I mean, it is so interesting to watch what goes on. How the gals show up there, and start flirting with the expats. It's pretty interesting to watch the culture.
yeah. Well, see, I'm afraid if I show up, I'm going to be one of them they're trying to talk to because I'll be by myself. You have Man Minnie to protect you.
Yeah, Minnie likes to shop. So when she goes walking off, it only takes a couple of seconds. And the next
Yeah,
thing I know, I got some woman moving in. She's trying to move in on Minnie's action.
yeah. Like I said, when I first get there, I'm not looking for a girlfriend because I want to see how much it's going to cost me to live the lifestyle I want on a staycation. And then so that'll tell me
Right.
this is my base budget. This is my base budget. This is what I need to live comfortably. And when I say comfortably, I do mean going out for coffee once in a while, going out and getting a
Sure,
bite to
sure.
eat. I don't mean staying in my apartment all the time. I mean like a staycation. If
Yeah,
I go somewhere, it'll be within. I can be there and back in a day. You know.
right,
Uh,
right. Well, you won't have any problem, even in the big city. You don't have to
well,
move out there to the province.
I'm not moving to the province. I
I
may
mean,
have
for
to move
crying out
cities,
loud,
but I'm not moving.
our budget is about, I don't know, right now it's gone up a little bit because of inflation, they call it. But I would say that we're operating right now on about 1,800 a month. Yeah, it's right around there. 1,800 bucks a month, something like that. We've
I'm
had
gonna
to bump
operate
it
on
a
less
little
than
bit,
that.
and that's a lot of money. I mean, really, that's plenty of money to float the budget for the month. That's the thing,
Yeah, but you're got your you don't have to worry about paying for your place to live, but you have
Right.
how many people that you're supporting.
Yeah, that is true. We're our plate's full. You know what I mean? Our plate is full.
Like I said, 1,800 a month. That's more than I'm going to spend. I'm going to be honest with you. I could
You
probably do
can
it, but I wouldn't be saving very much money at all. It'd be very little.
now
I'm
you're going
going
to
to
be
try to
able to
keep my.
do whatever
I'm going
you
to do
got.
under.
You're going to be able to make it work. I'm telling you. I've seen guys make it on 500 bucks a month
Yeah.
just fine. And so I'm not saying what I think it would cost. It's all up to you. But
Oh
I've
yeah.
seen guys do it. I've seen guys do it for
Well,
500 bucks a month. I know guys
yeah,
doing it for 500 bucks a month right now.
yeah. Well, there's a guy that just put up a video. I want to say it was this month. Could have been this week even. And he's living on 500 a month. Now
Right.
he lives, like he says, he lives not like the typical Filipino, but with his lifestyle is more like the typical Filipino than the expat. He's
Right.
got an apartment. It's an apartment cost him something like 70 some dollars a month.
Right.
He
Exactly.
doesn't he doesn't use air condition.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, they rarely go out traveling. I mean, they do go out to eat once in a while. He's got a wife and a kid. The kid's just a baby. So he says, well, the kid's not eating like a teenager, eating me out of the house and home. So that helps on the food budget. And he was talking about how much he spends on electric, which wasn't a lot, because like I said, He doesn't use.
Is that the guy? Is that the guy that's married and has a baby?
He's married and has a baby.
He has a toddler, right? A boy?
Yeah.
Oh, are you talking about my buddy? Are you talking about Ben and Cebu?
It could be. I don't.
If you're talking about my buddy Ben is the perfect example. Ben lives over there in near Mactan. He lives down there. Listen, you ought to check that area out down there. Not Newtown, but he doesn't live far from He doesn't live far from that Newtown area. I think.
Yeah.
There's plenty of places to live.
He said the city. I don't remember the city.
But I like it over there.
It's not too far from that one bridge.
Is it Cordoba? He lives near the Cordoba Bridge, right?
Yeah.
Cordoba. Yeah, that's
Cordoba.
you got to check that out when you're over here, Larry. I'm telling you.
Yeah, well, like I said, I don't know if I want to live that far from Cebu. I may.
Oh, there's plenty of stuff to do over there.
Well, I'm not talking about that. I want the hospitals. I want to be near a good hospital.
Oh, yeah, I got you.
You know,
you want to look at.
I'm in my 70s. All right.
And well, so I'm only a couple years away from the big 7-0. The thing is, you would also look at Mandawi if you wanted to be closest to where the hospitals are. Then you look also in that Mandawi area where Chris and Cebu started his journey.
Yeah, because he lived real close to Chinua. That hospital.
That's right. He worked. He lived pretty close there. Yeah. But now we got new hospitals, brand spanking new, down there by Gaisano Mall, and so you've got two or three brand new hospitals there, and you also have the University Medical Center that's there, the teaching hospital, and so we've been in there a couple of times. They've got a good setup over there.
That's what I'm saying. That's one of the things I like about Cebu. They got good hospitals. Elo's supposed to have a pretty good hospital.
But you're right. That is a long ass way from Cordoba.
Yeah. So.
Because you have to go over the bridge, make your way around. It would take you a while to get to a hospital. But we take Grab to the hospital. I mean, we have to go do medical. We just order a taxi or a Grab.
One of the first things I'm going to download when I get there, after I get my SIM card, is Grab.
Mm-hmm.
And Gcash. Those are a couple of things I'm going to download. Because, I'll see how I can transfer money from my checking account into Gcash. Like I said, Zelle, Zelle.
Oh, you know what? Here's one way that you can do it. One way is that you set up a PayPal account before you leave the States.
I got a PayPal.
And then you set up the PayPal account after you get to the Philippines on a Filipino phone number, and then you could transfer money from your PayPal in the States to PayPal in the Philippines, from PayPal in the Philippines to your Gcash account. That's how you do it. That's the easiest way that I know of doing it.
Okay. I was thinking about also maybe getting either Remitly or one of the other.
Oh yeah. Sure. You always have all these third-party apps, different ways of doing it. And I know that I got to be the most boring person in the world because I don't mind just sending it through the SWIFT bank-to-bank system, the money. I just don't mind it. Even though I know I'm not getting the greatest rates, I end up with something like 55-1. It doesn't bother me really, because I scale it. You know what I mean? It's all a matter of scaling things, right? You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah. It's convenience.
You factor in the exchange rate, what your cost of living is. You kind of go, it's such a... And then I've heard the rumors about problems with the third-party apps, but I've never had a problem with PayPal. It's amazing. But I've had problems with Wise and Remitly and the other ones who like to occasionally cut me off. It's because you've got to know the rules about the transferring of money. You can only on some of the apps, for example, you can only transfer, and some of them up to $1,000 at a time, once over 5 days. Tim probably knows how this stuff works too. But I mean, those things you have to pay attention to. Otherwise, they'll freeze your account. They'll delay the transfer. They do all kinds of nonsense.
Well, talking about transferring money from bank to bank, the first time I set up my USAA Federal Savings Bank account, I was able to transfer the money a certain way, and I did that. And then when I tried to do it again, it said I can't do it that way. What I had to do was go to my bank account that I'm transferring out of, set it up to transfer it to that one.
Mm-hmm.
So I took me a while because it kept saying I couldn't do it. And I said, I did it before. Why not? And then it showed there was a thing down at the bottom. I scrolled down to the bottom to see how you can do it. And I went down there and it said, well, you do it, go to them and send it from them to us. So
Right. Right.
And
I don't even know.
I
don't know how long it's going to last banking this way. When they're going digital banking and all this other stuff, it's kind of making me nervous and causing undue stress, quite frankly.
I'm kind of lucky in that way. And by this, I mean, I have been broke so many times. Going broke doesn't scare me.
Well, there's a whole bunch of stuff that we need to be terrified of right now. One of them being, what if all of a sudden, Social Security just forgets to send your check, I mean, that's one thing.
That's why I want the savings. Did you hear there's going to be there's supposed to be a decent sized raise coming in January?
Is there? I did hear something about it.
I'm saying larger than what they were expecting. It's going to be one of the largest in a long time.
I kind of ignore the YouTubers that do that sort of stuff. But for example, because it's a little bit misleading, they'll run a title that said big raise coming in Social Security. And then you start breaking it down into the details. And then I find out I'm not qualified. The same with immigration, for example, dual changes to dual citizenship. Did you see that on immigration on somebody's thumbnail? And it turns out it's total bullshit. There are no changes to dual citizenship rules. I mean, and then the Philippine immigration had to send out a special alert or notice saying there are no changes to the dual citizenship rule between the United States and the Philippines. Ignore it.
There might be with some of the other countries. Maybe it's not the Philippines. But
they were talking specifically, they were framing it, saying that it was directed towards Filipinos, and everybody panicked. And they started calling the Philippine embassy, and they finally had to put out, on their webpage, they finally had to put out a notice saying that that's all bullshit.
Yeah.
There are no changes. So people are doing all kinds of crazy stuff for clicks. They just want clicks,
Yeah. Well,
they're desperate. They're desperate because their view counts are tanking.
Yeah. Well, back at the first of this month, I got a check, a deposit from the Social Security that wasn't my normal Social Security check. It was just some extra money put into my account. So I don't know if it's because a miscalculation on their part of what I should, because they've done that before. They underpaid me for a whole year. Right. And it's
happened to me too. Yeah, they did an adjustment on mine also, but I was expecting it because I had to pay back because I underreported. And then, so I just said, "Oh, just stop the Social Security until I cure the deficit." And then after the deficit was cured, then I filed my income tax return. And then once the income tax return was filed, then they were able to reconcile it based off the return.
Yeah. Well, see, I got my Social Security. I took it in October. It was when I started it. So the amount they put into my account would be like $9 short a month. If you divide, which is not a lot of money, it's like $108 or something like that. And so 9 times 12 is 108, if I remember right. And so it's but yet this month's check hadn't been adjusted at all. So now they so I already got this. I got the check Wednesday. Was It was the normal check I got last month. So I don't know if that was an adjustment that now they're going to have to adjust it again next year. Like every year they got to adjust it, or what it is. But they did say there's going to be a raise coming in January, and it's supposed to be the largest raise we've gotten in a few years.
When do they announce that? They announced the increase at the end of October, right? If I'm not mistaken.
1st of October.
It's the first, so the numbers are already out. So that's what you're referring to.
Yeah.
Hot diggity dog.
Well, if like I said, if the person isn't lying, it's supposed to be a fair size raise. Now, I won't go into exact amount, but the average raise is going to be over $100 a month.
$100, so long as they don't take it back in Medicare, then I will be very, very happy.
I don't have it.
Medicare?
No, I got Medicaid or Medicare, but A only, no B. I've never had B.
Yeah.
Because I'm in the VA, and the VA won't charge them. So
right, that's right. You're right about that. Exactly. You don't need Part B.
No, so I've never had B, and I will never get it because I'm gonna get it. When I move out, they won't let me use it in the Philippines. So it doesn't make sense to have it.
Well, actually, that isn't exactly true. So Part B reimburses. So here's the argument, right? That people that give up Part B, they give it up so easily, but it's called insurance for a reason. Now you're in a great position because you don't need it. I wish I were in that enviable position, but I keep Part B intact, and the reason why I do is because they reimburse. My particular plan reimburses.
Okay. Yeah, but see, you're paying so much
right
per month that I can self-insure for that amount.
Well, I also do that, but but here, if I had a medical emergency, I would have to pay up front and then be reimbursed by my Part B plan after I submit the reimbursement paperwork. But I've had friends who have the same plan as I do, and they told me it was a piece of cake, that they submitted it, nobody questioned it, and they did the reimbursement really, really quickly for them. So
I just want
that's
to let you know,
particular plan, you know.
I just want to let you know, Crystal Adventure said hi to you and I both. So hello, Crystal. And
hi, Crystal.
We have Seth Bucci here as well. So hello, Seth Bucci.
Tim says that they haven't. Hi, Sakbuchi.
I see that.
Tim is saying, yeah, the COLA isn't released yet. So I don't know what it's going to be, but
I don't. I just know what the one was saying. It's so Tim could be right. Maybe this guy is guesstimated in according to the reports that are coming out. We'll find out. I just
also we're about ready to be.
January.
This is going to be great. Because they're going to bribe us in 2006 for the midterm elections. I don't know how long they're going to wait before they send out those checks, So the extra checks that Trump has been teasing about. Of course,
they were talking about the end of the month.
Yeah, he's talking about. I'm talking about the ones that from the tariffs, the reimbursement from the tariffs.
The end of the month. They're talking about
the end of the month. I think it might be a little bit early for.
There's an election going on this November.
Oh, is that when the midterms are?
Well, in some states, yes.
Yeah, if for midterms, they'll have to get that money out there.
There's New Jersey, Virginia, and some of these other states are having.
Well, dang it! Myself and Man Minnie, we want our check. We want to go on vacation. We want our check.
Yeah. I want to check to build up my savings.
Yeah, and that'll help a lot. That will help a lot, especially if he's talking $2,000.
Oh yeah.
That's a lot of money. That's a lot of do-re-mi.
Yeah.
No, times are good. I think your timing's perfect, Larry, for leaving. I think it's going to be perfect.
I hope so.
Yeah. All right, I got to cut out. I got to get out of here.
All right. Well, thanks for coming up. We appreciate
We're
it.
going for pizza. We're going for pizza.
Well, enjoy your pizza. I had, like I said,
All right.
pepperoni pizza last night, and I'll have it again tomorrow sometime.
Beautiful.
I'll finish off the leftovers tomorrow.
All right. Take me out, Larry. Take me out.
All right. Well, I'll remove you, but it's up to you to close yourself. Bye, Matt Minnie. Bye, Dan. You guys enjoy your pizza. Dan, I've taken you down, but it's up to you to turn yourself off. I can't do that. But you're no longer in the chat. So, all right, everybody. I hope everybody's having a good time. Like I said, I've been going for almost an hour and a half. Thankfully, Dan came up and helped it go a lot quicker and a lot smoother. Everybody knows I enjoy talking to other people. So we've been going for a little while. Tim, you may be very right about the Social Security. I'm just going by what was on the internet. I watched a thing and they were talking about how it was going to be a lot larger than what it has been in a long time. But I just hope it's a decent raise. It doesn't have to be great. I don't, but every little bit they give me is a little bit more I can save, especially towards after I retire. Because, like I said, I plan on spending X amount a month and then saving X amount. Now, I may have to adjust that up or down, but I will not spend my whole check. I will be saving money every month. I will be saving a couple hundred a month minimum, even though I plan on having a decent amount. There's a lot of fake news or how should I say it? Like Dan was saying, clickbait. The what they have up there for you to click on is BS, and you click on it, you find out that's BS. This one, the guy went through the whole thing, talking about how this was going to affect this and the reason why they're raising it as much as they're going to raise is because of the cost of they want to make it better for the seniors because of the fact that with the cost of everything going up, they want to raise it a little higher than normal to help offset the cost of medicine, to help offset the food and rent and all that good stuff. And so you're right, it could be clickbait, but it does make one hopeful. But like I said, I've been broke before. So if I go broke again, I've been broke most of my life off and on. I dig my way out, go back in. This is the first time I've been out of debt as long as I've been out. The first time I've saved as much money as I've ever saved. I've saved more money than I've ever saved before in my life. So I know I've turned a corner, but that doesn't mean something can't happen to wipe it out. It won't be me overspending. That's not going to happen. We're not going to do that. I'm doing quite well, says Bucci. Hopefully you are too. Like I said, we're right now we're planning on coming either in April or May. I plan on making March or April my last month of working. And part of that month, whatever month is my last month of working, we'll be trying to get rid of my furniture and all that stuff. Then I'll go visit family back in Indiana. And then I'll come back probably to New York, sell my car, and fly over to Subic. Not Subic, listen to me, Cebu. Subic is an area that I was stationed at when I was in the Navy. It's an area I probably want to visit again. But now when I first get there, like I said, when I first get there, I'm going to be a staycation expat. And by that, I mean I plan on getting my place to live and staying close to home for the first couple of months. And in other words, my trips will be like a day trip. If I can go there in a day and come back, that's what I'll do. I may do one overnight trip, maybe a month of that, because I want to see what my monthly expenses are going to be. What I consider my bare bare essentials for me to be happy, which is a nice place to live, being able to go out for coffee and a bite to eat once in a while, and take a short trip once in a while. Maybe I'll do one a week. Maybe I'll do one longer, once a month. And just I don't know yet. It depends on what it costs. I know what. Hey, Hannah Jane, thank you for coming. I know what I want my monthly expense to be, but I may have to up it some to get what I want. I also got to take in consideration that monthly expense is also got to include my visa cost each month, although I'll probably renew it every 2 months. But that's still got to be considered into your cost of living, because that is part of your cost of living. Like I said, I want to find an apartment that's not too expensive. I'm sorry to hear you got sick. I hope you're doing better. Oh, sorry to hear that, says Bushi. I'll pray that you get better. Yeah, I wasn't feeling good last week, but that was because of some medication I was taking. It was messing with me. So I quit taking it and I've gotten better. So I'll talk when I see my doctor at the VA again, or talk to the pharmacist. I'll mention what's going on and why I quit taking this one medication and see what they want to do about it. They doubled the dosage, and that's when it really started messing with me. And I'm not doing that again. So let's see, so about $40 for about $20 a month. Okay, that sounds good. So about $20. Like I said, $20 a month is not too bad to you judge it into your monthly budget, because that's what it's got to be, your monthly budget. So that's what I said. I want to do 2 or 3 months of pretty much stay vacation to see what I'm spending on an average month, to go out for coffee maybe once a day or a couple times a day, maybe go out to eat once or twice a day. Because I'm willing to cook meals at home. I'll probably cook my breakfast, or maybe I'll be my dinner. I'll cook at home. That's something I'll have to figure out later. And so I got to figure out how much I'm spending on groceries, how much I'm spending out to eat. Oh, $40 a month. All right, because it says 4,000 pesos per 2-month extension. So it's $80 every 2 months, $40 a month. Okay. But still, that's, you got to figure that in. Let's say your expenses, let's say let's make it a round number. Let's say you want to live on $1,000 a month. That leaves you $960 to pay for your rent, your groceries, your electricities, and all your utilities. And like I said, and eating out. You have to juggle that and see. But if you can't do it on 1,000, you got to up your budget by 100, 200, whatever it is. So that's what I've got. I'll be figuring out the first couple of months, the first 2 to 3 months. I don't know how well I'll stick to it for the first month, because it's your first month. You're going to be excited. You're going to be on vacation, and you might spend a little extra to get some stuff that you want, that maybe the place you rent says it's fully furnished, but may not be furnished to the extent that you want. And I got to figure out, how much it costs to get my laundry done, because I may do my laundry, but I prefer, if I can, I have somebody else do it. I prefer to live up to my name, Lazy Larry, at least when I first get there. Hannah Jane, thank you for coming again, and major little shout out to you and Hannah. And that's where I'm thinking about going to, but I want to keep it under that for my monthly without taking trips, and then take it up to 1,500 so I can take some trips once in a while. That's what I'm thinking about, Tim, is that area in there. But with just being me, I think I can do it for 1,200, maybe a little under. And that 300 would be, now I can take a weekend, a trip, or maybe a longer trip every other month, something like that. So we'll see. I know I can be happy just traveling around this island of Cebu, at least for a period of time. And like I said, I'm going to try to do it on around 1,200 a month. Uh, so I'm going to try to keep it between 1,000 and 1,200 a month the first couple of months. We'll see if we can do it. And then I'll increase the budget. So now I'll be able to run over to Dumagetti, run up to Ilo, go to Duval, and do those kind of things on the extra money that's under whatever my regular budget is. Let's say it's 1,200. That gives me 300 a month to do something like that. And if I want to take a longer trip where I need more than 300, 1 month I don't do any long trips. I'll wait until I got 2 months worth of money to do it. So right now, that's my plan. Like I've always said, and like I've heard many times from other people, you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans and see if he agrees. But so yeah, right now we're just doing what we can so we can try to enjoy our life over there. We will save money as much as we can each month for emergencies. And once if I get my emergency bill way up, which will take me a long time to do that, I'm not going to be silly about that. I might start spending more money and still be putting money back, just not as much. But I always want to put money back for a safety net. And I'm talking about for emergencies. Like I said, I will check into insurance when I get over there, and I'll go to maybe Michael Ostead. I guess a lot of people deal with him, and say, hey, Mike, I'm this old. Let's say I want to get a health insurance, and I want to keep it under this much money, and I'm willing to self-insure up to, what do I got to self-insure up to each year to get my insurance at that price. And now I may have to go 2 years before I can make any claims because of my age. I don't know. Like I said, that's something I'll have to check into. And that's what we'll do. I mean, some of this stuff I can't do until I get there. But everything I can do before I get there, I'm going to try to have it done. So that's what we're working at. Like I said, the work checks, until I know what I'm doing with my Social Security, then I'll decide what I'm going to do with my work checks. If I can't transfer my Social Security into my Federal Savings Bank, I'll transfer my work checks into that and build that up as big as I can. But I'd rather do that into my Bank of America and then transfer money back to it out of what I get if I can't split this Social Security check. And then get the whole amount sent to my Federal Savings and transfer what I don't want to spend back to the Bank of America each and every month to build that up. But like I said, I can't do anything with that until the government opens back up. So hopefully that won't be too much longer. And we'll get that taken care of. And Hannah Jane, I don't know if you got a channel, but if you type in 3 L's, Michelle can show you what I mean by 3 L's. My Nightbot will drop your link for you. And yeah, I agree. Like I said, unless I'm planning on taking a larger trip and I'm saving some of the money I don't spend for that next trip. And there you go, Tim. Thanks. And so that's the only way. Like I said, when I first start, I'm going to try to live on $1,200 or less for that first couple of months. I'm going to have that other $1,500 there in case I can't. But if I under my $1,200 or under the first month, I may put that $300 back into savings until, like I said, I know for sure that I can live on that $1,200, and then I may still do that and just pull the money out when I want to take the long trip. I don't know yet. That's something I'll have to figure out. And so we'll be doing that the first few months so we can and get everything straightened out. But I'm hoping I can live on $1,200. And when I say live, people, I'm not talking about traveling around to different islands. I'm talking about living in Cebu, going out to eat a couple times, maybe at least a few times a week, buying my groceries, cooking at home some, and who knows? Maybe I'll eat out every day, once a day. I haven't. I don't know. Right now, I eat out almost once a day here at home. I cook my breakfast. I usually, although here this week I've been buying my lunch, but I fix my lunch to take to work with me, and then I get something to eat for home. But we'll see. Right now, I'm planning on cooking some. There you go, Christina. Thank you for doing it. And like I said, 3 L's, small L's, capital L's, doesn't matter. Put in 3 L's, and my Nightbot will drop your link. There you go, Hannah Jane. There you go. You put 4 there, but hopefully it still works. No, that was 3. There you go, Michelle. Everybody go ahead and connect to each other if you're not already connected. At least check out each other's channels and see if it's something you'd be interested in. We try to make friends this way. So anyway, things are slowing down here. I hope everybody's having a good day. I know it's Sunday morning. It's getting close to it's getting close to 10 in the morning over there, Sunday morning. It's about 9:40 in the morning, somewhere around there. And because it's about 9:40 in the evening here on Saturday, and you guys are 12 hours ahead of us until November 3rd. Here, late November 3rd over there. We appreciate it, Michelle. We like your short videos and some of your longer ones. We enjoy your videos as well. But so anyway, folks, I think I'm going to go ahead and shut this one down. We've been going for over an hour and 40 minutes. As you can tell, my voice is not the best. But I want to remind everybody that thank you for coming. I truly appreciate you coming and showing support. And I hope you're all safe over there with all the earthquakes that's been going on and the typhoons. I'm praying for everybody in the Philippines that they stay safe. And so anyway, remember now, be kind to each other. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Plus, as always, try to have fun. We're going to say bye, everybody. Take care. Love you. Enjoy.